Here comes Tony, walking in the room, mic in hand, something's about to boom. Tell me what you gotta say. Tell me, make it count today. Big Tony speaks, and everybody listens. Big Tony speaks, his voice just keeps on lifting. When Tony talks, you know you gotta hear him. Big Tony speaks. Sit right down, let me hear your voice. Share your thoughts, Tony gives you choice. Tell me what you gotta say. Tell me, make it count today. You always speak, Big Tony speaks, and everybody listens. Big Tony speaks, his voice just keeps on lifting. When Tony talks, you know you gotta hear him. Big Tony speaks. Big Tony speaks. He's got something to say every single day. He's got something to say. Come on out and play. Big Tony speaks, and everybody listens. Big Tony speaks, his voice just keeps on lifting. When Tony talks, you know you gotta hear him. Big Tony speaks. Big Tony speaks. Big Tony. Big Tony speaks.
What is going on, everyone? Welcome to Big Tony Speaks, the only video podcast broadcasting live from the absolute edge of sanity. It is July of 2026. The world is a burning dumpster fire floating down a river of pure hot garbage, and I am your captain, Big Tony. Today we are looking at the United States of America, land of the free, home of the brave, and currently the absolute undisputed world heavyweight champion of doing weird, stupid crap. So turn it up. We're about to turn the comedy dial to 11 today because the universe gave us some premium, unfiltered American Psycho energy this week. Let's get into it. First up, let's talk about a guy who actually managed to outstupid a lottery machine. Some absolute genius drove around for weeks with a lottery ticket sitting in the bed of his pickup truck, just bouncing around next to empty beer cans, old receipts, and rusted jumper cables. Turns out it's worth $100,000, $100,000, y'all. This guy was one heavy rainstorm, one minor pothole, or one aggressive lane change away from blowing his early retirement into a muddy ditch on Interstate 95. He probably only found it because he was digging around for a beer he lost in 2024. If you're that oblivious, you shouldn't get the cash. The lottery commission shouldn't give him a giant novelty check. They should just buy him a lifetime supply of foam helmet linings and a leash for his wallet. Let's move on. We're moving on to Colorado. We got a goat named Goldie providing moral support. Now, Colorado is on fire again. Shocking. Absolutely nobody. But the local fire department decided the best way to handle the crisis was to bring in a goat. Yes, a goat. For, quote, moral support. a goat. You know what goats do when they see a fire? They don't hold your hand and offer emotional validation. They try to eat the ash because they think it's spicy grass. Goldie isn't offering emotional support, you know, to anyone, much less active crews. She's assessing the structural damage to see if your charred equipment tastes like salt. If my house is burning down and a firefighter shows up with a farm animal to calm me down, I'm throwing both of them into the pool. Speaking of animals with zero survival instincts, let's head to Montana. A massive wild moose wandered into Bozeman, Montana, and took a nap right in front of a radio station called, wait for it, The Moose. You can't make this up. This giant four-legged meat tank looked at the corporate logo and thought, yes, my ancestral homeland. I shall sleep where they play the best of the 80s, 90s, and today. If a mountain lion walks into a Puma shoe outlet store tomorrow, I'm quitting this show. I swear to God, I'll walk right out of the studio. The Moose slept through 3 commercial breaks and a weather report. Honestly, give the Moose a headset. He's probably got better takes than the morning show host. Down in Tennessee, a guy goes out to his garage, and a black bear decides it's time to settle a blood feud. Charges him right on the driveway. But our boy, he didn't blink. He whipped out a can of heavy-duty bear spray and blasted that giant rug right in the face. Look, if you need a visual representation of trying to survive in the suburbs in 2026, it's a grown man wrestling an apex predator just to access his lawnmower. Welcome to HOA neighborhood, pal. Next time, just leave the garage open, let the bear take the house, and let him deal with the rising property taxes. Let's see how tough that bear is when he gets a letter about his lawn being 2 inches too high. But wait, before we get to the next absolute train wreck on our list, let's talk about a major crisis hitting suburbs all across America. You're trying to enjoy a quiet evening on your patio, maybe fire up the grill, when suddenly, bam, a 400-pound black bear charges your driveway because he smelled your marinated skirt steak. Normal bear spray isn't going to cut it, folks. That's why today's episode is proudly brought to you by Bear Begone Property Tax Edition. Bear Begone isn't just regular pepper spray. Oh no, we infused our formula with actual hyper-condensed audio recordings of local HOA presidents reading neighborhood code violations. One quick blast of this high-pressure aerosol doesn't just sting the bear's eyes, it completely destroys it. The moment the apex predator breathes in our patented blend, he will instantly feel the crushing weight of a $150 fine for having his garbage cans out past 9 p.m. He will be so overwhelmed by the sudden terrifying urge to mow his lawn exactly 2 inches high that he'll turn around, walk right back into the woods, and start looking for a rental property with better zoning laws. Side effects may include sudden anxiety about your mailbox color, the overwhelming desire to complain about your neighbor's string lights, and an unexplainable urge to wear beige cargo shorts. Go to BigTonySpeaks.com right now and use promo code Tony11 to get a twin pack of Bear Begone and a complimentary clip-on tape measure for your grass. Bear Begone, because your driveway belongs to you, not the food chain. And not a real product, okay? Seriously, though, buy it. I sprayed some on a raccoon outside my garage yesterday, and this morning I found him actively painting my fence a pre-approved shade of eggshell. It works, people. Now, back to the show. As I said, not a real product. That is my disclaimer. Do not try to go buy Bear Begone. All right. Let's look at a complete disaster in the collectibles world. A piece of original Marvel comic artwork featuring the very first appearance of Iron Man just went up for auction and completely shattered the all-time record. Some multi-millionaire out there spent a life-altering amount of money to own a drawing of a guy in a metal suit. Think about that. We are living through massive global economic shift, and wealthy people are out here aggressively bidding on ink drawings from the 1960s like it's a rare medical cure. If the grid goes down tomorrow, Steve, your $1 million piece of paper isn't going to save you. You can't burn Iron Man's original boots for warmth. You can't eat the speech bubbles. What are you going to do? Throw the comic at the looter? Stop, or I'll devalue my mint condition artifact. Yeah, okay. But hey, if you think spending millions on paper is crazy, just take a look at high school junior in Topeka, Kansas. This kid skipped the traditional limousine for his prom. No. He rolled up to the venue riding inside the iconic Oscar Mayer Wienermobile. Imagine the absolute confidence it takes to take your date to the formal dance of the year in a giant 27-foot long fiberglass hot dog. That is not a mid-tier flex. That is a threat to every single ego in that gym. He essentially told the entire school, yeah, I'm the big wiener here, deal with it. His date wore a beautiful corsage, and he smelled like processed poultry and relish. Respect, kid. You peaked at 17. It's all downhill from there. Now, let's check in, if you will, on North Carolina, where things got aggressively local at a regional water park. A woman went down there to cool off and then went into active labor. Successfully gave birth right inside the water park. Imagine arriving at the wave pool, hoping for a relaxing afternoon. And instead, you witness a miracle of life right next to the lazy river. That kid's birth certificate shouldn't list a city. It should just list locker room 4 next to the dipping dots. The kid is legally obligated to get free season passes for life, y'all. But on the downside, his first bath was 90% liquid chlorine. When he grows up, his origin story is basically a discount Aquaman who was born near the funnel cake stand. Good luck with the childhood therapy bills, Mom. Okay, let's talk aliens for a minute. The Pentagon dropped its fourth massive batch of declassified UFO files, and what did they find? No flying saucers. No sleek silver motherships. Just documentation of, quote, boxy shapes and, quote, odd floating lights. Great. Even the aliens have bad design taste. They travel across 3 galaxies in a giant Amazon cardboard box. They aren't here to conquer us. They're just looking for a recycling bin big enough for their ship. Or maybe they saw our planet, realized we are all completely nuts, and decided to turn around and look for a smarter species, like dolphins or maybe that radio station moose. Now, for the biggest star-studded event of the entire summer, the World Cup is wrapping up its final match in New Jersey, and they decided the game itself wasn't enough drama. No, they are introducing a massive Super Bowl-style halftime show right in the middle of a soccer tournament. And who did they book? A completely chaotic combination of Justin Bieber, Madonna, Shakira, and BTS. Soccer fans are notoriously stable people, reasonable people, who never riot over a referee call, right? Right? Imagine, if you will, 80,000 hardcore international sports fanatics in a stadium, making them wait through a 45-minute pop music melody while Justin Bieber tries to do a synchronized dance routine on midfield grass. The turf is going to be completely ruined. The sports purists are going to have an absolute aneurysm, and the BTS fans are going to fight stadium security in the parking lot using glow sticks as weapons. It's beautiful. It's pure Thunderdome. I hope Bieber gets hit by a stray ball during warm-ups just to keep the energy spicy. All right, let's take a minute and take a look at the tech sector. My screen glitched out for a minute, so I had to correct it. Sorry about that, y'all. It caught me off guard. It just went all kind of crazy. But as I was saying, we're going to take a look at the tech sector. Why? Because Silicon Valley has officially run out of ideas. Some absolute maniac inventor just launched a Kickstarter this month for a product, you're going to love this, called, and I wish I was making this up, the Smart Spit 2000. You heard me. The Smart Spit 2000. What is it? It is a $250 Bluetooth connected AI powered motorized garbage can designed specifically for people who chew tobacco. Yes, a smart trash can for your spit. Because regular trash cans are just too low tech for your disgusting habits, right? Apparently, this thing uses optical sensors to detect when you're leaning in, automatically swings the lid open like a futuristic spaceship door, and then plays a little digital ringtone to confirm it successfully caught your slime. $250, y'all. It connects to an app on your phone to track your, quote, daily volume. Who is tracking that? Come on, who is really tracking your daily volume of spit? Who is checking their dashboard at the end of the day going, oh, wow, babe, look at the charts. I'm up 3 ounces of saliva since Tuesday. I'm really crushing my metrics. Really? If you buy a motorized, Wi-Fi enabled spittoon that pairs with your Apple Watch, you don't need tech upgrades. You need an intervention. You need a priest. If the battery dies, what happens? You just stare at a locked plastic box while your mouth fills up? It's a tragedy, y'all. The robots are going to conquer us, not with lasers, but because we built them to open up and catch our garbage. All right. Now, let's move on to the food service industry. A disgruntled Arby's manager in Oklahoma is facing heavy jail time because he deliberately contaminated a customer's sandwich with herpes. I'll let that sink in for a minute. Quote, we have the meats. Took a terrifying turn, didn't it? Imagine going through the drive-thru for a roast beef sandwich and leaving with a lifelong viral infection. That's not a bad customer service experience. That's biological warfare. If you're eating at Arby's in 2026 anyway, you've already given up on your personal health and digestion. But this is a bit much. Next time you order the curly fries, ask to see the manager's medical chart on the side. But hey, before we get out of here, we got to pay the bills here at Big Tony Speaks, And today's episode is brought to you by a product that completely fixes the dumpster fire we just talked about. Are you tired of worrying about your fast food? Do you look at your lunch and think, is this going to require a medical treatment? Then you need Arbisol, the Arby's antidote. That's right, folks. Arbisol, the Arby's antidote, is the world's first maximum strength pre-sandwich preventative rinse designed specifically for the brave souls pulling up to a drive-through window in Oklahoma. Our patented formula coats your stomach lining in a thick layer of industrial-grade liquid silicone, neutralizing whatever biological warfare the night shift manager decided to slip into your classic roast beef. Don't let a casual Tuesday lunch turn into a permanent conversation with your doctor. Just take 2 swigs of the Arby's antidote, Arbisol, and wait for your throat to completely go numb. Then just bite right into that questionable cheddar sauce with total confidence. Side effects may include temporary loss of taste, glowing in the dark, and an uncontrollable urge to buy a 27-foot fiberglass hot dog. Go to BigTonySpeaks.com right now and use promo code Tony11 to get 15% off your first 3-gallon drum at the Arby's antidote, because we know you're still going to eat the meats. Seriously, buy the antidote. I drank a bottle before the show, and I can't feel my legs, but my stomach has never felt safer. Disclaimer, not a real product. Don't try to buy it. It is a joke, y'all. And that's my show for today, folks. Stay safe. Watch out for the flying cardboard spaceships. Keep your lottery tickets inside the vehicle. And for the love of God, do not eat the roast beef in Oklahoma without your silicone lining. Hit that subscribe button, smash that like, leave a comment if you would take the Wienermobile to your wedding, and tell me if you think the Colorado goat is plotting a corporate takeover. Oh, crap. Hey, on monitor 2, is that moose? Is that moose? Why is he wearing a headset? Yeah, turn the lights off. Turn the lights off. Turn the lights off. Hide. Don't let him in. Don't let him in. No, no, no. No, no, no.
Here comes Tony, walking in the room, mic in hand, something's about to boom. Tell me what you gotta say. Tell me, make it count today. Big Tony speaks, and everybody listens. Big Tony speaks, his voice just keeps on lifting. When Tony talks, you know you gotta hear him. Big Tony speaks. Sit right down, let me hear your voice. Share your thoughts, Tony gives you choice. Tell me